a lot of time. But basically, I discovered Instagram through my daughters, through my store, through speaking on stage, through doing conferences and teaching other people how to use it. And I love that. I love that I was helping other people. It was such a great feeling. And I saw that there was a real opportunity to teach others. So that's what I started doing. I went to a conference out in California. Some of you on the call may know about this, called Brendan Bouchard's Experts Academy. And it was there where I was Instagramming, because that's what I do. Whenever I go anywhere, I Instagram, I share my experiences. And at that conference, so many people in the room, all brilliant business experts, people that were trying to figure out ways to bring their gifts to the world, I was sharing how to Instagram. And I realized it was an opportunity for me to actually create a course when I got back, because I've always been a passionate multi-business owner. And so that's what I did. I came back from 5.5 months ago. I started teaching Instagram and decided to put together a course. And the way that I realized that there was a market for this course is because I went to a mastermind where James Wedmore taught how to launch a course and do a boot camp and get people signed up and see if you have a market to sell your product. So I did, and I did great. And then I created a #1 ebook, How to Use Instagram for Your Business. And then I decided to do an Insta Results course. And that's where I am today. So this presentation talks you through some really great strategies, business strategies that are actionable for you right now, that you can take and start learning and implementing on Instagram. And so let me get at it so that you guys can learn, right? Because that's what you're here for. So these are the things that we are going to talk about today. I am going to teach you strategies to get you the greatest results in the shortest period of time. I am going to bust through some myths that are just not true. I'm also going to tell you the most common business mistakes that I see over and over again on Instagram. And I'm going to teach you how to get the most reach from each post. Plus, because I like to over-deliver, I am going to talk to you about some Insta-Awesome bonuses at the end. Sound good? Okay, so let's keep moving. What I want to say about Instagram that I've discovered, and I know pretty much any business that I've been working with has had the same experience, is that if you approach this online strategy as a visual strategy, you can get a lot of engagement. So as you know, or should know by now from my videos that you've been watching and posts that I've been making, what is Instagram? Instagram is a free app that you can download, and those of you that actually have it on your phone, I give you complete permission to take it out and follow along as I am giving this webinar, and maybe some of these points that I'm giving you, you can actually take steps right now if you want. And if you don't, that's cool. Take some notes, or even use your phone to take notes. But people love stories, and stories are a great way to create an emotional connection with your ideal customer. And you can now do this with a photo or a 15-second video, because about 3.5 weeks ago, Instagram rolled out their video application, which is amazing, especially if you have a business where you can do a step-by-step, show people how you make your jewelry, teach people recipes. You can really tell a story in a post, and it's in just 15 seconds on a video. Instagram is also a great place where you can quickly and easily engage with your fans. I'm going to show you a little bit later in the presentation how there is very little noise on Instagram and how easy it is to engage your fans. And also, you can ask questions about new products or services and get instant feedback. And I love this because when I'm thinking about selling something new at my store, I simply put up an Instagram post, and I can tell by the immediate engagement and the amount of likes I get whether or not it's something that's going to be a good item to sell. So it's a great way to do that. And In my opinion, one of the best features of Instagram is the market research. It's so easy to do. So if you're not comfortable using Instagram yet, you can see what your competition is doing and you can learn from them. So why Instagram now? Well, quite frankly, I think it is the easiest place to attract new followers. I am on all platforms pretty actively. Yes, I have a visual mind, and I'm able to connect the social media dots and really enjoy the social curation of having my brand online. But I have to be honest, I like Instagram the best. I am always on the move, and it's the place where I can share who I am very authentically and share content and attract new followers. And also, I just think visual curation is golden. I think people these days don't have the time to look and read emails as much, and they can quickly just look at your picture, see if it's something that they're attracted to, engage in it, share it, like it, comment on it, and the same is true with videos. So I just know from my experience that it is the easiest, most fun, and quickest way to make things blow up online for your brand. And I want you all to think about becoming the first one on Instagram in your industry. It's really exciting because if you have the right hashtag strategy, you can do that. And we're going to go over that soon. I just want to show you all some stats, because if my voice alone isn't convincing you, why Instagram, why now, visual curation, what does that mean? Well, here are some stats. There are 150 million active users. And when I started teaching Instagram about 4.5 months ago, there were only 100, not only, but there was 100 million active users. So the rate of growth is so fast, and every time I get on Instagram and look at my my chat, I see new followers coming in every day who are friends of mine on Facebook and people that are starting to follow me. So clearly more and more businesses are getting on Instagram. And I don't need to read these stats to you, but I just want you to know that there's some serious numbers here, and they're only increasing. Okay, the second thing that's amazing about Instagram is that it has a huge reach. So not only are you posting to Instagram where there are 150 million active users, but you can also post and share to Facebook and Twitter. I'm going to talk about other ones in a minute, but let me just focus on these two, because here are some very interesting statistics. So when an Instagram post is posted, the engagement per photo, you can look at the numbers here, is really high within Instagram. And when you share it over to Twitter or share it over to Facebook, you can continue having engagement. And if you're a lot like me, you probably have some of the same people following you on multiple platforms, but a lot of people have different networks on different platforms. So you can reach more people quickly. Now, when you upload your Instagram, you have the opportunity to share it right away or share it when you want to. And when you share it to Facebook specifically, I want to mention Facebook because if any of you have multiple fan pages, you're just going to love this. You can share to the page of your choice. You don't just have to share to your profile page. You can share over to your business page or pages, in the case, like I have multiple pages that I curate images and content on, so I love that I can pick which page my Instagram post goes to. And not to overwhelm you, but when, just to let you know, when you open up the Instagram application, you see those 5 buttons that most people are very familiar with using. These opportunities to post to Facebook and Twitter are share buttons, which are there's actually 50 buttons on Instagram, not just 5. And I teach you how to do all of this strategically in my course, but you can share, as I said, right when you post, or you can wait and share it later if you want to have conversation continue later on Facebook or on Twitter. And I'm going to show you now an example of what that actually means. So here I am at my store on Cape Cod, Subi-Doo. It's really cute. I sell jewelry, I sell clothing, I sell accessories. It's an awesome little store. And what I did with this post, it started in Instagram. And when you share it to Facebook, people see there's a blue hyperlink to your Instagram profile. So if you have followers on Facebook who are not necessarily on Instagram following you yet, they can easily click into that hyperlink and start following you on Instagram, especially if they like what you posted. And I know it's little, but under my name here, it says view on Instagram. So you can bring them over to Instagram from Facebook to get more followers. But what I want to bring to your attention here is this. On Instagram, I had a lot of engagement on this post, which was awesome. But when I shared it over to Facebook, and this was the beginning of the summer when I started my selling season, I had more comments and likes and engagement here. You know, people saying, I can't wait to come to your store. I love your jewelry. I love your bracelets. I'm so glad you're open. And some of these people are not on Instagram, so I was able to engage with them here as well. So again, the reach of Instagram is awesome. Let me show you something else that's going to make you so excited, especially if you love my girlfriend, Melanie Duncan, who I just had an amazing mastermind with on her insanely amazing rooftop in New York City. You can share your Instagram post to Pinterest, because Melanie is power of pinning amazing. I've learned so much from her. And I just want to give a shout out to her because I want you all to know that my course, I think it's so great when there are experts in the industry that you admire, respect, and learn from. And Melanie has been so helpful and supportive in me launching this course. And it's just so nice to have others who have really successfully launched online courses have your back and your interests. And I just want to let you all know that I love Pinterest and I use Pinterest. And when I found out that I can be pinning my Instagrams to Pinterest, I was so excited. So I'm sure a lot of you on the call have very active Pinterest accounts because there's such a great opportunity to really drive traffic back to your website with Pinterest as well. So I'm a big Pinterest user, as I am Facebook and Twitter. I am just saying that I get the most engagement, reach, and followers in the quickest, easiest amount of time. So not only can you share to Pinterest, but you can also post your Instagram images to Tumblr and Foursquare. So if you have active accounts there, it's a great way to share and grow your following in those platforms as well. So here's some of the Insta amazing values, okay? You get quick exposure, and when I say quick, I really mean it. Literally, sometimes as soon as I upload an image, within seconds I have a lot of people liking it and commenting on it. And again, it's that visual curation that's golden. It keeps you top of mind. It doesn't always have to be something that you're selling. It can be something that you're passionate about, and I'm going to go over those strategies in a little bit. But the other value is more traffic to your website. You get to choose a URL that you want to link to your website, and this can be changed throughout the day, throughout the week, whenever you want. So depending on where you want to drive traffic, it might even just be to your Twitter account. You might want to try to get more followers. You have the opportunity in your bio to put a URL, which is a hyperlink to wherever you want to drive traffic. So I know a good friend of mine, you guys might know him, he's pretty famous, Buck Hollywood. He was in my store this summer at the Cape. He has an amazing YouTube channel, and he uploads YouTube videos on a regular basis. So his strategy is to get more traffic to each video so he can get more engagement and subscribers over on YouTube, because that's his golden platform where he works off of. So he uses Instagram to drive traffic there. And then, excuse me, and then ultimately the traffic leads to sales. And I have experienced and success and seeing that in so many amazing ways, and I'm going to share with you. So here's what I was talking about earlier, the chat button. So another thing that I like about Instagram so much is that there's virtually no noise in the chat area. So if you want to see who's engaging, who's commenting, who's liking, you just click on the chat button, which is the second one from the left, and you see what the engagement is throughout the day. And that way you get to see whether or not you should be commenting back. But let me tell you something about this no noise thing, which is, I think, pretty amazing. If there is someone that you're trying to connect to, a thought leader, a client, or just someone that you really want to know personally, if you go to Instagram and start commenting on their post, they will see you in this feed, this chat feed, and they will see your name and they will see your image, you know, your logo or your photo. And you can slowly start forming an authentic relationship. And when the time is right, you can ask for whatever it is that you were hoping to ask. And this has actually happened to me a couple times where I had wanted to be on someone's webinar or wanted to do a blog post or Google Hangout with someone. I just asked, but I didn't ask first. I build the relationship first. And you can do this very authentically on Instagram. And so I think it's great because on Facebook, I think there's so much noise and it's so hard to cut through all the noise, and it's not as private. Often it's on your public wall where there's the conversation and other people can read it. So this is your chat, and on each post that's made, the conversation continues and stays there as part of the description. So if someone else is interested in engaging on that conversation, that person might be someone that you might want to connect to as well because they're interested in the same conversation. So again, it's another way to grow your followers, your network, your client in a very hyper-focused way that's strategic. So let me tell you an example of just that. So here I am with a new client, Jill Boudreau. And Jill is amazing. She hired me recently to help her strategically put together a huge Instagram strategy for her real estate business. And I asked her, how did you find out about me? And I want to give you her story of how we connected. She said that she did about 20 Instagram posts in a 3-week window because she was bringing Barbara Corcoran to Wellesley as for part of a gala event that she was hosting in the spring. It was an open house that she did. And she was a total newbie on Instagram, but she loved the visibility and she thought it was fun and she loved the immediate response, and she was able to target her post with relevant hashtags. And she said it was a very small little launch that she did as a newbie on Instagram, but she said it worked and she got noticed. And then she started following other experts like Melanie Duncan and Amy Porterfield and playing around with hashtags. And she said that I kept appearing in different posts because, like I just told you, I strategically leave comments to people who I admire and respect and learn from. And she very quickly saw me in all my business posts, and what she said, which I want to share with you all, is that she loves seeing my authenticity and my whole attitude that I do what I love and I curate data and images based on who I am as a person, as a business person, as a passionate entrepreneur, as an owner of a store. She specifically mentioned she loved seeing the pictures of me rollerblading and the jewelry that I was selling. And then I direct messaged her, and we had a phone conversation. She mentioned the Google Hangout that I did with Matthew Shalbalt, who is in charge of the Cochrane Group, curating all the amazing data for the company, and he's so good, and I learned so much, and you can listen to that Google Hangout, especially if you're a real estate agent. I think it would be very valuable. But my point to you all is I wasn't looking for Jill. Jill was attracted to me based on my hashtags and based on the images that I was curating. And it took about 3 months for her to convert to a paying client, but it's so cool that it all started on Instagram. And this can happen to you as well, as long as you have a strategy. So when I talked about being authentic and becoming a leader, I really mean it. You can show people things that you are so passionate about. So here I am, goofing off a little, doing a selfie, announcing that I have a complete Instagram course. I named it Insta Results. Really excited I was able to get that name. And I love the hashtag Insta Amazing. Well, guess what? Being the entrepreneur I am, I created a whole line of signs, not just this Insta Amazing one, but there's 20 of them of different sayings that people frequently use on Instagram. And I will have that uploaded soon as a shop on my website where you can buy these hand-painted, made in the Yes USA signs, and I have them shipped directly to you. And I can do any hashtag sign you want. So if you want to talk to me about that later, please reach out and get in touch with me, and I'll be happy to do that for you. Okay, so now I really want to jump into this strategies because I think that's what most of you are like dying to hear, right? So here are some of my favorite 8 posting strategies that really, really work. So everyone has a happy customer or a happy client, and guess what? You need to jump in the picture. You need to say, okay, let's take a picture. That was so much fun. We had so much fun working together. Celebrate your customers. They are like gold. They like to be Instagrammed. When you say, can we do an Instagram photo? It's kind of like, oh, you're going to put me on your website or on your Instagram? You'll be curated in their Instagram account as a happy customer, and so they'll get exposure to your market, and it's something that they might want to do. Now, granted, occasionally you might have someone that just doesn't want their picture taken. I get it. That happens to me too. But most of my customers, specifically in my store, love getting their picture taken and love that on Instagram and want to share it. So here you see a picture of a very happy customer who left with a new tunic, a new hat, and a bag full of goodies. So that is one strategy that works extremely well, is celebrating your customers. And if you don't want to get in the picture, just take a picture of your customer. And again, you want to make sure you're using relevant hashtags. Now, the second one is behind the scenes. Okay, you guys kind of all just saw me being a little vulnerable before this presentation. Okay, I'm human. I'm saying, newbie, I'm so glad I'm learning it. I'm doing it. I persevered. I'm still here. We can all do this and get through it. And here I am doing a Google Hangout. I mentioned Matthew Shebel from the Cochrane Group. He's the Director of Interactive Product and Marketing. And even if you're not in real estate, following them on all their platforms, especially if you're a Tumblr user, you will love how they curate. In fact, that's their #1 platform is Tumblr. But their Instagram posts are amazing because they not only use awesome photos, but they do a great job with video, which I teach a lot in my course. I teach how to use video in a post and how to use multiple videos with my favorite app. But video is really a great way to share as well. And the Cochrane Group does a great job at that. Okay, so here's a third strategy. You can post pictures of thought leaders, right? Everyone has a thought leader, and if you don't have a picture, you can take a picture of a book that you're reading that's your favorite thought leader. Here I am with my business coach, Michael Port, and 2 of my very dear friends, Don Doherty and Dana Lynch, and we went to listen to Michael Port speak about Book Yourself Solid, and he's just an amazing person. The way he is so relaxed in this photo with his arms around Dana and Don is exactly how he is. He's just a really super awesome guy. Thought leader, someone I respect and admire, and I'm so grateful that he's my business coach. Another strategy is posting events that you attend. So here I posted a picture using a third-party app where you can make it look like a scrapbook. And I just came back last night from Colorado from Emerging Women Live, and it was amazing. Okay, so If you haven't read Daring Greatly from Brene Brown or watched her TED Talk, I strongly suggest you do it, especially if you're questioning what you're doing in business. If you're somewhat a little vulnerable, it's all good. We all are. She was so nervous being on stage. She doesn't like it, but she knows that she has to do it. And I love that people that you think are just so together and so perfect and have all their stuff going on just nail it every time, but that's not true. I mean, take what I just did for example, right? Okay, strategy number 5, show your personality. Okay, this is me so friggin' loud and clear. Like, my favorite thing to do is rollerblade. What you don't see is my dog with me. I'm usually, I think the leash might be in my hand. But I love rollerblading on the Cape along the water, and this is me. This is who I am. You know, I want you to know that I care about being active and I have fun doing it. I'm not all business head all the time. So show people what makes you tick. And I will give you an example of a client. Leah Jansen, good friend of mine, she's a business coach. She's like, Sue, I don't know what to post. I said, Leah, you can post pictures of you working out. She loves to do CrossFit. I didn't even know that that was the type of person she was. Like, that was such a serious component of her personality. So I felt like I got to know Leah a lot better by the types of photos that she started posting after we had a strategic session. And Leah and I actually recently did a Google Hangout together that you can watch and see her strategies of what she has used as a business coach, because I'm sure a lot of you on the call are some kind of coach. And kudos to all of you, because I think everyone should have a coach. Doesn't matter how successful you are, you should have a coach. So anyway, so that was a great Google Hangout. Another thing that you can do for your business is you can run a promotion. So I mentioned I have 3 businesses. So Subi-Do is my store. Subi Zimmerman Enterprise is my online business promotion that my Instagram course falls under. And the third one is Subi Jewels, and you can find that on Instagram as well. And what this business is all nautical inspired jewelry. And I set it up so that college students can buy treasure chests of different dollars amounts and sell them for fundraisers. A lot of sororities use this. Some students that actually pay for college need to make money so they can buy it as a source of fundraising, and mostly all the students have some kind of kickback or philanthropy that they donate some of the money to, but that's totally their choice. So Subi Jewels is another business that I have strictly for online selling and for college students. So the 7th strategy, I mentioned my good friend James Wedmore. He's amazing. If it wasn't for him, I don't think I ever would have been able to launch this online course. I had no idea 4.5 months ago how to even sell online like this to the world. I mean, I knew how to sell through my website, but to create a course and launch it to the world is a little overwhelming. Right? Can you imagine? So James taught me the way and has since then really been a source of inspiration, a cheerleader. He featured me in his webinar when he did Creative Live, and I'll tell you all on the call what he liked so much about how I launched was my numbers were so small. I mean, I had 33 people on the first webinar, but my conversion rate was huge, and that's what he was attracted to. Because what's so important when you're teaching these online courses is to find your very hyper-focused market niche of the people that are really interested in what you're talking about. So I am guessing that all of you on the call are really interested in learning Instagram and using it to grow your business. And so it's exciting when you can actually attract your ideal client. And James taught me how to do that. So I am grateful. And then the 8th strategy, and there's so many more that I go deep into in the course, but I'm just picking my 8 here for you guys, is to use quotes. But make sure that the quotes that you use are yours, or give credit to those whose quotes you're using. But my strategy that has been working very well is to brand the quotes so they're recognizable. And I have a special hashtag that I use, SBZ quote. And if you go there on Instagram, you'll see all of my quotes. So you can create a custom hashtag that will bring a visual concept that you're trying to share all in one place on Instagram. And I do go into that very deep in the course as well. Okay, so here are some myths that I just need to bust through, because this is what people say to me all the time. They're like, yeah, right, Instagram. Like, who has time for one more thing? Like, I barely have time to eat and breathe and run my business and do Facebook and Twitter and maybe a pin or two. Why would I want to do one more thing? And, you know, isn't it just for teenagers? Well, as I mentioned, if it wasn't for my adorable teenagers, I would never be teaching Instagram. Yes, they're there. Yes, they're on it. Yes, they're sharing. Do they use it strategically for their business? No, you will, because I'm going to teach you how to, and you're going to be psyched that you did. A lot of people also say it takes too much time to do social media. I do not. I do not have time for one more thing. Let me tell you, and I'm telling you this in all honesty, it takes me 30 seconds a post. So for you, it might take a minute because I've been doing it for a while, and I spend at most 30 minutes a week posting. That's a week. And it's often posts that are in the, you know, the throes of what I'm doing and what I want to share in real time. So it's not like you have to think, unless you're doing obviously a contest, but, you know, or you're going to create some branded quotes, but you can really share content that's right in front of you every day. Of course, the behind the scenes, or, you know, your personality. There's ways to share who you are and what kind of client you want to attract. You know, I told you that, you know, there aren't, people think there aren't that many users, and I told you earlier that there are 150 active users. And when I started, there was 150 million active users. When I started, there was 100 million. And big brands like Nike and Starbucks and Ben & Jerry's and NFL, and one of my personal favorites, Sharpie, and Victoria's Secrets, all the big brands are there, and they're there for a reason, because there's a lot of action, there's a lot of opportunity. So like I said, you want to be the leader, you want to get there first and get on Instagram. And this whole notion of it's so hard to get new followers, if you use the right hashtag strategy, it's not hard, it's easy. And I teach that, and I teach it very deep. So let me just go over some very common business mistakes that I see every day. So I don't want you guys to be any of those business mistakes I see. So if you're going to jot something down, these are good things to jot down. So I often see that there is an incomplete bio. Either someone did not post a photo, someone did not write a description of who they are, and you have 150 words to do that, or someone didn't upload the URL of where you're trying to drive traffic. So those are three things I see repeatedly as part of this incomplete bio. And so here's a picture of that. I also see blurry photos, irrelevant photos, and no hashtag strategy. So let me just go through them visually for you, because I'm a visual thinker, as you can see, because I love Instagram. Okay, so here's the incomplete bio. It's a bad Insta user. There's no website, there's no description. There's just a picture, and it's not a very good one. Okay, and then here's something that I see people do a lot too. They upload a photo, and it's a crappy photo. It's blurry. It's like, why not just take another picture? Do not compromise your photos. I have very high standards on Pinterest of what I post. I want it to look delicious and fabulous, and I have those same high standards on Instagram. And I want all of you to take the photo oath and only post pictures that have amazing quality, because you can always take another picture. And this I see frequently too. I mean, people are sharing a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of noise, and quite frankly, time is money. So if people I'm following start posting irrelevant photos from what I thought I was initially following them for, that make no sense based on who they are or what their business is, I will unfollow them. Photos such as this are very irrelevant, and you need to just make sure that you're posting a photo with a strategy, and you're not just doing it, to check it off. It should be a good photo, it should have a rich description, and very good hashtags. So the fourth one I mentioned is no hashtag strategy, and I keep saying that over and over again, and that's kind of the magic on Instagram. It's in the hashtags and choosing the right ones for your business and your industry and how you attract those ideal clients and followers. But here's a picture posted with 0 hashtags. It's just a picture. This is what our kids do. You are too smart for that. Your business needs more than that. So let's make sure that when you get on Instagram, that you will be posting great photos with great hashtags. Okay. The other things that I want to teach you how to get the most reach from your posts, we talked about sharing to multiple platforms. We talked about sharing to Twitter, to Facebook, to Pinterest, to Tumblr, and to Foursquare. And I can probably guess that most of you on the call will be sharing just to Facebook or Twitter. Those are the most popular two. And if you're not on Twitter, totally cool. If you're only on Facebook, it's just another opportunity to have a post without having to make the time to do it. I know a lot of people actually go home to post to Facebook. They don't do it off their mobile device. And so you can share and get a lot more followers quickly. And I mentioned this, create a hashtag strategy. This is like the theme of my presentation, is the hashtag strategy. It is in the gold of Instagram. And sharing to multiple platforms. So when you master those two things on Instagram, you really start seeing a lot of engagement and new followers. But the one thing I want to share that a lot of people forget to do that's so vitally important is geotagging your posts. So some people turn off that feature, and I do a walkthrough in the course, like where it is, how to turn it on, how to use it. I have a whole video on this. But the idea is this. When you geotag a post, specifically if you have a brick and mortar or a restaurant or a place of establishment and you want people to find you easily, you want that geotag on. Now, I'm going to give you an example of how I used a geotag recently. Had nothing to do with me getting new clients. It had to do with me going out to dinner. I was meeting, my husband and I were meeting a couple in the city. We had never eaten at Grill 23, which is an amazing steak restaurant in Boston. It's been around for a while. And I decided to check on Instagram the hashtag Grill23. And guess what? There were a lot of photos that people uploaded from their delicious dinners that they took. And so I clicked on a photo, and someone uploaded the photo with the geotag on, and I did not know how to get there. My husband and I were actually going out the door, and he's like, can you get me the directions? And this is how I was figuring out the directions. Instead of searching on Google, I did it on Instagram. And I clicked on the location, and it took me right into maps, and it took me right into the directions of how to get there. So I used it a little bit like Google, quite frankly, but with the hashtag strategy. I knew that someone had to use the hashtag Grill23. So here's what I want to say to all of you that have a business or a product with a name that people recognize. You want to search your name and see who's loading pictures or images for your business, and you'll be amazed with what pops up. So many of my clients say, oh, I don't know who's on Instagram. I'm like, guess what? Here's the name of your business. Let's type it. And here are all the people promoting your product, and you don't even know it. They are your ideal clients. They are your customers shouting from the rooftop how great you are. You want to connect with them. You want to follow them. You want to thank them. And you want to get them on your email list so that you can send them your newsletters or whatever content that you're sharing. These are your customers, and you can find them very easily. So I mentioned I was at Emerging Women recently, yesterday, and oh my gosh, Alanis Morissette was there. Such an amazing interview with Tammy Smith. And she's adorable. And look at this smile. This is how beautiful she is in person. And my girlfriend said, I have to kiss you. My friend, my editor said, the only thing I want from you from the conference is a picture of you kissing Alanis Morissette. So she did. So people might see this post. This is an example of the geotag where the green arrow is pointing. So I was at the St. Julian Hotel and Spa, and that's where this amazing conference was. But you would look at this picture, and maybe you'd be curious, and maybe you'd say, like, where was this conference? And then you would click into the spa, and you might say, oh my goodness, I'm going to Colorado to visit my daughter at Boulder, and I didn't know where to stay. So that looks amazing. I'm going to stay there. It's just another piece of information, another opportunity that you can easily share simply by having that geotag on. Okay? So now I'm going to teach you a made-up word, an acronym. And this is like golden. So if you're going to write something down, I know you're probably writing a lot down, but this is definitely something you want to write down. The word CLEAP. This is all part of getting your hashtag on. Throughout the whole presentation, I talked about a hashtag strategy. It's all in the hashtag strategy on Instagram, how you attract your clients, how you find your competitors, and how you ultimately get new clients. Well, this is something you can all remember. CLEAP. Use hashtags that have categories, that have locations, specifically if you are a location-based business. For example, my store on Cape Cod, whenever I share an image, I always use the location Cape Cod. I use the word Pomponset because that's where it's located, and I use the word New Seabury and Mashpee. Yeah, it's kind of crazy on the Cape. It's all those things matter where my store is. So if you have a location-based business, use those locations. Or if your post is somewhere, like I said, at an event, you can hashtag the name of the event and the location of the event, as well as geotagging it. You can hashtag words with emotions. Believe it or not, the #1 word hashtagged on Instagram is love. So use it because people are following that hashtag. You definitely want to niche it down, obviously, but there are some very, very popular hashtags that you want to be aware of. You want to hashtag events, as I talked about, and you want to hashtag the names of your products and be very specific. So if I'm selling a necklace, it's not just necklace. It's a nautical necklace with an anchor. So hashtag nautical, hashtag anchor, hashtag necklace. So you want to get descriptive in those product categories. Okay. So now let me get into, I just want to share a little bit with you because, you know, some of you might be on the call and not even know who I am. And I just want to let you know I've worked with a lot of different clients. Some have found me on Facebook, some have met me in person, and some have met me through Instagram. And Melissa Partridge, I'm sharing these with you because there are people just like you that have businesses and had no idea how to use Instagram. Melissa has an Etsy store, and she said Sue has an easy-to-follow approach to teaching Instagram. She brings her high energy and spirit to the class. I took her Instagram boot camp and was able to create my Instagram profile with help from Sue. After taking her class, I have increased my followers, increased my list, and brought more traffic and buyers to my Etsy shop. Thank you, Instagram gal. Okay. So I did not pay anybody to write this. I just asked for testimonials, and I love, 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 because Melissa is an artist, and it's so hard as an artist to do everything. And when you can easily drive traffic right to your fabulous Etsy shop, kudos. And I'm so happy that Melissa is experiencing such amazing success. Allie Leprette is a friend of mine who I actually met online. She teaches Twitter. I teach Instagram. We did a Twitter, Instagram webinar together, and she had no idea what Instagram was. So she said, I never had any idea of the power of Instagram until I met Sue. She taught me the very practical way how to use this app to grow my following and my business is reaping the rewards. I'm a huge fan of Instagram and use it strategically every day. Thanks, Sue. Okay. And then Lori, so Lori is someone here locally that I met, and she is the founder of Juice, which is a organic juice company that she has grown and is doing extremely well. And she had no idea of the value of Instagram, and now she is a junkie, she said. And she's gaining new followers, not only on Instagram, but Facebook and Twitter. And that's what I told you all in this presentation. It's not just Instagram. It's sharing over to your other platforms and growing them there as well. And then Leah is who I mentioned earlier in the presentation. She has become an Instagram gal with a huge following, doing amazingly well, shared her story on the Google Hangout about her new client. So all of this just makes me so proud and so happy when other people can experience the same success as I have, and why I want you to have the same. So I am going to quickly go through what you get more of in Insta Results course, and I know that you will all like to listen to this because I'm sure you have a lot of questions like how to use this, how to use that, and I want to just tell you what you get in this amazing course. So they're all broken down into modules, and there's 6 of them. So the first one's just how to join Instagram and set up a complete profile. In this module, we walk you through how to create an account, how to complete your account and username, how to write a rockin' bio, what the Instagram lingo is, how to actively engage, how to delete a comment. So many people write a comment and rewrite it because they don't know how to delete it and they spell a word wrong, which I do a lot, and I just know how to delete it. Or you can delete a post. So we teach you all of that. How to use the menu, how to search, how to find new followers, how to use the news tab, your account area, and all the security features, because you can block users on Instagram if you want to. And we go over all of that. Module 2 is, there's a theme here with color. Just know that I love color, and that's probably one of the reasons I'm attracted to this logo so much. Why your business will explode on Instagram. We have effective strategies from very well-known Instagram influencers. So there's 5 videos in this course. The first one is why your business should be on Instagram. We have case studies. We have case studies from the health industry, from the real estate industry, and from Kim Garst, who is the founder of Social Boom. We have a great case study with her. And how to integrate Instagram into your social media strategy. And I touched on that a little bit, but I go really deep in the course. The third module, how to create rocking posts on Instagram, optimizing your photo for an optimal following. There are 8 videos here. We go in deep how to create photo posts, what to put in the description, the value of the geotagging in a post, how to make an Insta video, which I know all of you definitely want to learn how to do that, mistakes to avoid before completing a post, and how to delete an Instagram, how to use Diptyque, which is my favorite third-party app. One of the photos in the presentation where I had multiple photos is how I use is how I posted that by using Diptyque. And number 8, how to use Pick Play Post. I want to mention to you all that Pick Play Post is a relatively new app. It's amazing. You can put multiple videos in one post and sequentially upload them to music. So you can watch one video at a time, then the next, and you can have the background of that whole post be music. But you do have just 15 seconds. But we teach you exactly how to do that. And so many people have been asking me about Pick Play Post. So I'm so glad that we got that into this module. Module 4 is all about Instagram content and strategies, and Module 5 is about growing your brand, how to create large networks on Instagram. Let me just go back to 4. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you the details of 4, which you probably want to know. So in 4, we have 6 videos. How to find relevant hashtags, big one, right? How to create a custom hashtag. Why use @mentions in Instagram. How to build your email list using Instagram, feature content strategy, and Instagram how to post. So there are 6 videos in Module 4. Now, Module 5 is all about growing your brand, how to create a large network on Instagram, finding new users to follow with in the Explore button, sharing platforms, strategic commenting, themed posts, how to use the repost application, which is a lot like a retweet, and it's what you should do instead of taking a screen share from somebody else's post. You should really be reposting content that you like on someone else's Instagram account and not taking it but sharing it. And then how to change what Facebook business account to share your Instagram post to. And you want to learn how to change it, because if you're, like I said, if you're like me and you have multiple Facebook accounts, you want to share it accordingly. And then the last module, the purple one, Module 6, oh, excuse me, I'm talking a lot. You get a comprehensive tour of a third-party application that will get you all of the data that you need to assess what you're doing, to figure out if you should keep doing it or changing it a little bit. It shows you your filters, what time of day you're posting, where is that engagement coming from, and what time of day is the best time for you to be posting. So there is a place to go and look and read all your stats, which is great for people, especially people that love to analyze their data. You can do that, and we teach you how. And then we talk about the steps about optimizing your whole process on Instagram and continue growing your followers, engagement, and hopefully clients. So that's the course. Here are some more Insta awesome testimonials. I just want to give shout outs to these people that I've loved working with and seeing great results. Mina Yoon is the owner of Pure Fitness. She and I did a Google Hangout together. She started using it. She understands hashtags now. Kendall Kovitz, a lot of people in the health industry really, really benefit in this space. She now has more followers on Instagram than Facebook and more engagement. So she's shifted a lot of her strategy over to Instagram. And John Cummings, huge shout out to John. John has been so instrumental in helping me with this launch. I couldn't have done this without him. So I'm thanking him, and he's thanking me with a testimonial. This is part of his testimonial. Just he and I have done Google Hangouts together. He is a true expert in every sense of the word. If you don't know John Cummings, Barefoot and Rich, you definitely want to follow this guy. He knows what you need to do to launch your business, and he's just such a great person. So I enjoyed working with all of these people. And now is the big reveal. Ba-ba-da-ba. Like, I'm giving you the big reveal. So this is what we've been selling the course for since we launched it, and we've been doing really well. I'm really excited about the response I've had. I'm really excited that a lot of people have bought it, but I want to reach more people because I really want more people to experience the success that everyone does when they start using Instagram for their business. And I came up with this amazing course called Insta Results. Not only do you get these 6 amazing videos, modules that I talked about, you also get downloadable PDFs so you can follow along and have something to print by your side if you're the type of person that likes to have that tangible paper with you. So the course is going to be $197, but I want to tell you before you even know about what I'm going to sell it for, what else is coming with this course. These are some amazing experts in the field that agreed to help me with my launch, and they're so sweet. And they said, sure, whatever you need, just ask and we'll deliver. So Mari Smith redid exclusively for my course the 10 Facebook marketing do's and don'ts. And it is I'm going to look real quick, a 20-page, 16-page downloadable do's and don'ts that you can have. And she said the value of it is $49. And then, of course, James Wedmore, I asked him, would he donate? He's like, sure, I'll give you whatever you need. So he contributed the 5 essential videos every business needs, which is so great, especially now that you can do videos on Instagram. And this, we couldn't even put a price on. It's priceless. So every business needs to understand what these videos are. And then my amazing business coach, Michael Port, said, let me give business in a box sales funnel outline. So Michael has developed an automated marketing and sales funnel process that he uses for his business that brings him so much revenue that he is sharing with all of you. So all these bonuses are worth far more than the $97 that we are selling it at today. And this price is a price that I'm going to keep live for a very short period. The original price is $197, and we're doing very well at that price point. But I want more people to take the course. I want more people to experience success. And I hope that you guys see how amazing Instagram could be for your business. In addition to the modules, the 3 bonuses here, I am also offering Insta lifetime access to the course because there will be updates. As Instagram updates, so will I. I'll update the course, and you will get an email with those updates, and that will be for lifetime. And the lifetime updates, but also the lifetime access to the course. So once you buy the course, you don't have to buy it ever again, even if I add a lot more modules and add more content. When you buy it once, that's it. And the third thing that I find extremely powerful and helpful, especially for groups that I have joined with an amazing community, is the Facebook group. And we have a pretty interactive Facebook group where you guys can all comment and share how things are going in Instagram, ask questions with each other, and obviously would become each other's new follower because people like to build out their community. And I have a really nice community here in the private Facebook group. There's about 50 people there right now, and I hope that you will become one of them. So the bonus I am going to give, the very special bonus that I know is so valuable to the first 50 people that buy the course, is this PDF of the top 100 hashtags that I created used on Instagram. And you want to know what these are. they're amazing, and you want to put them in all of your posts, or know which ones to put in your post. Have a strategy with these hashtags, because it's all in the hashtag. The magic on Instagram is in the hashtag strategy. So I am sending this PDF to the top 50 people, the first 50 people that buy this course at this price. And then I want you all to know, because I am so passionate about what I've created, it has been my heart and soul for the past 4.5 months. I am giving you a money-back guarantee after 30 days if you don't like the course, if you don't think the course is what you had expected it to be. I want you to know that I so believe in what I created, and I know others that have learned from me are getting amazing results, that I want the same for you. So that is my presentation. I am available for questions anytime. This is my private email, and I really hope that I see you guys all on the other side of the program and in my Facebook group. I know that $97 is an amazing price. I know that you will get an insane amount of value, and you will learn so much. The total amount of time, the recorded time of the course is about 3 hours, so you can plan what you want to learn when. Each module has like 3 to 5 minute videos, so that you can really take in the content in small little chunks and not be overwhelmed. I really wanted to give you the feeling of Instagram through this presentation, and I think my biggest takeaway I want you to have is how to be authentically you in your business, your brand, and share with people what you love to do and attract those people that love the same. And Instagram is such an enabler for that. And I'm excited for you guys to jump in and start using it for your business. So thanks so much for your time. Sorry for the total faux pas in the beginning, but that's all part of being human. And I look forward to your comments, and I'm excited to see what you guys are going to be doing. So follow me on Instagram at Subi Zimmerman, and be sure to click the Buy Now button and grab this course at $97, because it is not going to stay this price for long. I'm just trying this out, and I'm going to go back to my the $197.